welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual. This is supposed to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below, right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget, give this video a thumbs up as we're going along if you're enjoying the content. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. Yes, that's 47 real asexuals who are telling their story, including me. And the link can be found down below. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and Asexualise Academy. Welcome to tonight's episode. I am so happy because today I saved an asexual from a sexual dating group. So what do I mean by that? Right. So I posted as a post, as you know, I posted it yesterday in this sexual dating group, and I said about my wants, you know, basically what I do want in a relationship, what I don't want in a relationship. Now that post is in a group which has over 6,000 potential sexual people in it, you know, has a lot of people in there, but you know, I don't believe that everyone's going to be sexual in that dating group, right? Because asexuals are 1% of the population, right? That's 1 in every 100 people theoretically is asexual, right? So there's bound to be some asexuals lurking in some of these sexual dating groups. So anyway, I wrote the post and I had a lot of stick on it, and I had a few people that stuck up for me, like Ray, who I mentioned yesterday. And there was also this other guy who stuck up for me today. And not only did he stick up for me, he discovered he was asexual. So I'm so happy about that. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So he was writing in the comments that he's sorry for some of the stick I've got, because I got quite a lot of stick. I got the piss taken out of me and all that lot. And he said that he didn't want sex. Hello, Ray. Nice to see you. Hello. I did actually mention you a minute ago. Nice to see you. So I'm talking about the dating group again, saying I saved someone today because they found out they were asexual. And I said there's been a couple of people who stuck up for me, you yesterday, and then this other guy who's in the group who found out he was asexual today. So he posted in the comments that he's never liked sex either, and he just likes kissing and cuddling and like holding hands as well in public. It is good, Ray. It's really good. I'm so happy that he's discovered he's asexual, because he wrote back the type of person he was, and I'm like, you've pretty much described an asexual guy, an asexual person. You know, even the hobbies and interests he got, it all kind of fits in with what I would expect someone in the asexual community to be like. And so it's really, really good. So he's now connected with me as a friend. He lives absolutely miles away from me though. Only kiss I get is from my dog. Oh, but yeah, but it's a lovely dog. I have to kiss myself. I got no pets here. I do have a guinea pig called Angel, Ray. I do have a guinea pig called Angel, but she lives with my parents because she's diabetic. So, and I've got a fear of needles and blood, so I can't inject her. So yeah, she's at my parents, lives there permanently now. She's 3 years old in a few months. Her birthday's in June. So yeah, so when I go to see her, she does lick me sometimes. It's just like her kisses. She's so sweet, and I love her to bits. Yeah, she's really gorgeous. But yeah, I have to kiss myself. I've even got a kissing demonstration video on this channel somewhere in my about, section where there's like this videos. You can search my channel for different videos. And I got a kissing live kissing demonstration. It was, because some asexuals, they haven't experienced kissing before, or not much, so they don't really know what they're doing. But yeah, it's lovely to see you. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. And so yeah, so this guy discovered he's asexual, and he said he just thought he was like different to other people, basically. And so yeah, I was really happy about that. I'm like, wow. So I think, Ray, that you're considering whether you're asexual or not, aren't you? And This other guy definitely appears to be, because he doesn't like sex at all, but only kissing and cuddling and hand holding and stuff. And it's really unusual because he's actually born and lives in Yorkshire. My family are originally from there. And so that's really, really interesting. And the place where he specifically lives, which I'm not going to, divulge, is where my grandparents used to have a caravan. So it's even more interesting. But obviously, he lives some miles away. He likes horror as well, which is very, very popular within the asexual community. But I don't personally like horror or supernatural. It freaks me out. I get very bad nightmares. So everyone lives far from me. Oh, bless you, Ray. Yeah, I mean, people usually have to travel far from my asexual meetups, to be honest. I mean, it's like today I speak, this guy says, oh, I'd be up for coming to a meetup. I'm like, well, our next one's October the 27th. And he's like, I'm working then. And I'm like, you know what I mean? It's not surprising. But he lives miles and miles away. But I mean, my best friend comes all the way from Hertfordshire to see me, comes to my meetups. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. And it's his birthday. Well, so he's not a he anymore. Sorry. Their birthday. I keep getting wrong because they have changed their pronouns to they and them because I identify as non-binary now, not as a guy anymore. So I keep forgetting because I'm slipping into the old habit of calling them a he, because that's what I used to know them as. So I've got to switch my mind. I'm still having problems with my mind switching on that. But yeah, so they come all the way from Hertfordshire, and they're like this time they're actually coming to see me for 5 days and 4 nights because they're my best friend. I've got more than one best friend. I've got a female best friend. She's moving away, but my best friend, asexual friend, is Sam, who's coming, and it's their birthday. So we're having a birthday group meetup on the Sunday the 27th. We're going to a Chinese restaurant, and then we're also going to like a cafe and a pub later. And then the next day, when is it? And the next day, the Monday, is actually their birthday. And there's just me and them. We're going to Plymouth, and we're going to the aquarium, and we're going to cinema, and we're going to Nando's. So that's going to be really cool. So, but yeah, I mean, my meets are just for asexuals. So if you think you're asexual, obviously you can come to it. But if you're still exploring that, it is really good fun. It's really good fun. It's really good fun. I mean, the restaurant's a sit-down meal, so I have to book a seat for anyone who's coming. But I tend to just stick to asexuals. But if you think you are asexual, if you think you fit the category of asexuality, then you're welcome to come. But obviously you probably have to stay in a hotel because it is a long way, I think, from where you live. So it's really, really good. I mean, I love asexual meetups. They're really, really, really great, really, really good. And it's just wonderful to connect with like-minded people that aren't bothered about sex, don't need it, don't want it, don't like it. A lot of us. It's like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. So it's really, really good. It's really, really relaxed atmosphere. And the food where we're going is fantastic because we've been before. So they cook the restaurant, they cook everything on the premises. So yeah, my dog will have to come too. He's a sister dog for me. I don't know if they allow dogs in the place, to be honest. In the restaurant, I don't know. I'd have to ask for you. I know some places they don't allow dogs. So I don't know which places do. Obviously, I haven't asked at the moment because I didn't know. But I'm in the city tomorrow, so I can go and ask for you because I don't know which places do and don't. I think with a Chinese restaurant, I don't think they'll be able to have a dog in there for health and hygiene reasons. I mean, I love dogs. My mum's got dogs. I've lived with dogs, but I don't know. But they are quite accommodating. So, but obviously there'll be other people around as well. So I don't know if they would allow that. But I can ask the question. I don't know if they're actually open when I'm in the city tomorrow. They don't open till like 11, but I might still be in the city then. So yeah, I'll have to ask for you. If not, we'll have to arrange a different type of thing another time, I think. So, but yeah, thank you for the question. I'll find out for you. cis dogs have same rules as guide dogs. Yeah, but I haven't had anyone with a guide dog though either, so I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what places allow them and what places don't allow them, because I've never had anyone come to my meetup with a dog before. I'm very dog friendly. I absolutely adore dogs. I've grown up with animals all my life. It's very difficult for me not to have any pets. I used to have my guinea pigs living in the same room as me for years, so I don't have a problem with it. But I have to check on the places that actually we're going to, because it's not my call. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what their rules or regulations are. Because the restaurant's a private restaurant. It's got nothing to do with the public. It's a privately owned company. It's a family business. Yeah, I mean, his size is huge, so I, you know what I mean. I don't know if they'll allow it. Not in the. I mean, it might. I don't know if some other places might, but I'm thinking of places we might be going to that Sunday. Because we've got it all planned out. It's all booked up. I mean, you know, obviously, if anyone comes, I have to reserve them another seat. We have to be there for 11:30 in the morning on the Sunday the 27th, because it's freshly cooked on the premises. So they need half an hour to cook everyone's meals and everything to an hour just to cook, because we'll be sat down, then we'll be discussing what we want to eat and then getting on with it, if you know what I mean. So, and it's only open till 2:30. Well, they keep it open till 3 if we're still eating, but there's 3 places we're going that day, and I don't know what they allow. Yeah, if not, probably for another meetup. I mean, we do go to these places quite a lot, though, to be honest, because I've got special dietary requirements. Oh, multiple food allergies and intolerances. There's only about 3 places I can eat in the whole of Exeter, my city, which is rather difficult for me. So I can't just go and pop into anywhere. So a Chinese restaurant we've gone to before, which is really, really beautiful food there. And then the other places are Wetherspoons we go to later on. I don't know about Wetherspoons. You see, I've never seen any big dogs in any of these places. I don't even know if I've seen any small dogs, to be honest. And then the other place is like a cafe/bar, which we don't always go to. We haven't been there that much. And they do like herbal teas and things like that. But it's like some of these places are upstairs we usually go as well. Obviously, if you've got a dog, it probably won't be able to go up the stairs. So we'd have to stay downstairs. And I'll have to just ask. I think the best thing is to ask and then think about it for another meetup. Do you know what I mean? Because this one's all planned, so I can't change this one. But I could certainly ask around, because it's interesting to find out what yeah, I'll find out, because then no, there's no point in me guessing. Is so I could sat here for hours guessing, but you know, I need to make sure and see what happens. But I'll let you know. So yeah, so I'm just happy that I found you, Ray, in that group, because you probably would never have known about asexuality, and you'd think everyone wants sex, which pretty much in that group most of them do. And yeah, and this other guy, yeah, he didn't even know there was a name for what he was. He's never heard of it before, but he's really happy as well. And so that's really good. I'm really pleased, and he wants to keep in touch and message me and stuff when I'm free. And that I'm like being really busy today, and so I'll still got stuff to do after the live stream. So yeah, it's been a really really interesting day. And the reason why I said about this title is like, am I a female Captain Kirk? Is because I was going to put am I an alien, but whenever I say am I an alien, it gives me the chills, so I don't want to say that. But so I thought maybe I'm a female version of Captain Kirk, because I kind of feel like I'm an alien, or I'm from another planet, which I obviously am anyway. And I feel like, you know, maybe I'm meant to go in all these sexual groups and find all the asexuals in them, so I can say, hey, there's someone like you over here. You didn't know you existed in this reality, but you do. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's so important that I get you know, that I reach more asexuals, because a lot of them, you know, I find a lot of asexuals that come to me before they realize they're asexual, they're very lonely, they get upset, some of them are suicidal. And that's what I really, really, really hate to hear, but it's true. And one guy who's reading my book at the moment, who discovered he was asexual not that long ago, he's got my book, this book, Asexual Perspectives. And he said, you know, like, basically the book's changed his life as far as I can tell. And he's like, he didn't, and you know, he was not really understanding himself before he read the book, and he was thinking that he has to be a certain way for society and that he couldn't be himself. And since reading it, he's just like, there were so many moments of people's stories when he just like was, oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. And he recognized himself within the stories. And so I just thought today, maybe I'm like a female Captain Kirk who's like got a ship full of people, good people that are asexuals, and they've like somehow we crashed or something. And in a former life, I got shot and I'm not here anymore. I've come back on this life to get all my A team back and recruit them again and get them back to the ship. I gotta go in all these sexual groups, dating groups, to find them all, to pull them out and say, hey, asexuals, you are real, you do exist, it's not a fallacy. There are people that can be alive and love and be happy and live without sex. It is true, completely true, and just don't listen to what anyone else tells you. You know, it's so important. And so I thought, yeah, maybe that kind of sounds a bit like true, because like I used to think I was a bit alien when I was younger in birth certificate. I'm still young now, obviously, but yeah, and I thought maybe that's it. Maybe I'm meant to go around in all these sexual dating groups and like post what I'm looking for, because I am genuinely looking for a relationship with an asexual guy, preferably, because there was a guy actually that approached me in that dating group, and I don't know whether to leave that for another video because some of it wasn't very good. But I might leave that for tomorrow's video for you. But yes, but all I will say some bits, right? So this guy approached me. I get loads of guys approaching me out there, but this guy lives in the UK, not far from me, and he's my dream type of guy I want, in the sense he's Indian. He lives not far from me. He's into IT, computer stuff, short dark hair. He looks like I think he's clean shaven as well. Interested in a relationship with me. But sadly, he's sexual. So gutted. So gutted. Like, and he wants to be friends, but he really upset me. But I don't know whether I should share that now or in another video. I might leave it for another video, because it's one of those typical things that that sexuals say to asexuals that's not very nice. And I think that needs a whole video in and of itself. So I think that I'll leave that till tomorrow's video, unless anything else comes up in the meantime. But I'll definitely do that video. But yes. But yeah, I can believe it. I thought a guy who's Indian, in his 20s, that I've always wanted, short dark hair, not big guy, so thin guy. He's doing studying a computer course, and he lives not far from me. Like, I mean, not too close, but it's within train distance. And I was having this discussion with him, but clearly he is sexual and needs sex, sadly. And so that was really gutting. No, so near and yet so far. 2014, I think I've had, since 2014, but I'm looking for an Indian asexual soulmate. I still haven't found him. That's why I went in the group. I'm like, where the heck is he? And it obviously, he might, you know, the guy might not be Indian that I end up with, but I know I have an Indian soulmate somewhere. So goodness knows where the heck he is. And I believe he's asexual, not sexual, because I just can't have sex. You know, I'm kind of crazy about Indian guys, but I just can't do that. I can't force myself to do something I don't want to do and I don't like. Do you know what I mean? It's horrible. And it is kind of sad when you really, really likes that type of person. But, you know, this guy isn't going to be around forever necessarily, because I think he should start a 3-year course. You're half Indian. No, you're not. I don't think you are, Ray, are you? You're pulling my leg, I think. I think you wish you were half Indian, but I don't think you are half Indian, are you? Because I don't think you look half. You are? No way! Is that true? That's pretty funny if it is true. Is that really true? There is a guy I talked to on an asexual dating site who's part Indian. He looks a bit Indian as well. You don't look very Indian, Ray, at all. Really? That's really unusual. Yeah, but you're not in your 20s, sadly. You're not a nice dog, but you're not in your 20s. But that is very, very interesting. I have to say that's very, 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 very interesting. You got a younger brother. That's very naughty of me, isn't it? Oh dearie me. I am terrible like that. I'm like, oh, if you find anyone suitable, let me know. No. Oh bless you. You're a special and rare breed like me, I'm guessing. Oh, that is pretty funny. I didn't know that about you. Oh wow. Maybe that's why I get on well with you. I tend to get on with Indian guys anyway. I'm 20 in heart. Oh bless you. Oh bless you. That's very nice. That's very yeah, I mean, I only get physically like attracted to guys who are much younger than me, like 21 usually to 24, or maybe a little bit older. But yeah, like, and usually guys with coloured skin's my preference as well. Um, but yeah, but I haven't like I've been on asexual dating sites since 2014 because I like to snog, even though I'm asexual. I like full on tongue kissing, which the majority of asexual guys are not interested in unless they're very sexual. Asexual guys, so unless they're on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum, in which case they're like clothes removing, and I don't do that. so, so yeah, but that is very interesting. I mean, like I said, there is a guy I talked to on an asexual dating site, but again, he's older. I mean, when I say he's older, he's in his 30s. He's a bit old for me. He's 36, and he's still a bit old for me. Do you know what I mean? He looks older. Like, I get attracted to young guys, really young guys. My last boyfriend, who wasn't actually foreign, he was British, which was surprising, which is the first British boyfriend I've had since 2011. He was 23, nearly 24. And I liked that age. It's really good. It's obviously it's not so good because they don't always know what they want, which is the difficulty. I don't know how old this guy is, but you must be. I have no chance at 55. I know. I know. I'm sorry. You're a really lovely guy as well. I really think you're a nice person. I think your personality is lovely. I really do think your personality is lovely. But you know, I just aesthetically, I have to have aesthetic attraction to want to snog. Do you know what I mean? Like I like sticking my tongue in a guy's mouth for hours, like 3 hours at a time. Which a lot of asexual guys they just don't like. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I need kissing for 2 or 3 hours. I'm hyper romantic. I'm not a hypersexual, but I'm hyper romantic, and it's kind of like I need tongue kissing. I love tongue kissing. I love it like a hobby, like a lollipop. Oh, dearie me! I can't do nothing but laugh sometimes on this show. But I do think, mate, I do think it's good that I found you in the dating group. I think it's really important because we can be good friends. And I think it's important for this guy because he didn't seem to know there was anyone like him at all. And so that's really good that he's found out he's asexual. Because as soon as he described what he's like, I'm like, you've just described what an asexual would describe to me. And he likes cosplaying, all that type of lot, and horror. That's very, very in keeping with a lot of what asexuals like. I don't personally like horror. You know, there's so many people that like horror, but it just like it freaks me out. I'm like a Disney girl. I like Eeyore, and I like being a princess. Sometimes, and other times I like to be a business guy. So it depends what I'm doing. But yeah, so it's really good though. I'm glad I went in the group now because obviously being in a sexual group, you do get a lot of stick, and you get some very horrible comments sometimes. But I think it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? If I meet the right people. And the funny thing is, this is hilarious, right? It's not hilarious, but it is. It's not hilarious because it's not nice what they say, but I can handle that. But it's nice that I've got Ray who stuck up for me. It's nice that other guys stuck up for me. And what's really funny is there's all these sexuals commenting on my post. It must be one of the most read posts in that group at the moment because obviously they are so shocked and stunned that there's someone who doesn't like sex. It's like they're freaking out. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, like everyone likes sex. And this guy goes, but every man wants sex. I'm thinking, actually, they don't, because I know guys who don't. But, you know, it's like, so the guy doesn't have to be asexual, but every guy wants sex. I'm thinking, actually, I prefer an asexual guy, because if a guy needs sex and I'm not right for him, and I don't want to be in a polyamorous relationship, you know. And but one of the things that's really funny is, because they keep commenting whatever rubbish they say, or okay things they say, or nice things in a couple of instances, like what Ray said, and this other guy that found out he's asexual, it keeps the post on top, because the posts that people can see the most in groups are the ones that people keep commenting on. So the more you have comments on a specific post, the more people read it and look at it, which means I can reach more asexuals, because there's over 6,000 people in that group. And so the more people that keep commenting, even if they're commenting a load of rubbish and not very nice stuff, it just means that post will reach some of the people, hopefully, that really need it, which they have. They've reached Ray, and they've reached it to other guys. So it is worth doing. I know it takes guts to do it, though. I tell you, it's not for the faint-hearted. I mean, you've really got to take some stick. You know what I mean? You just got to be like I said yesterday, I'm like Batfink. My wings are like a shield of steel. That's how we met. Exactly, Ray. Exactly. And I think it's worth doing it. You know, obviously, if you're a type of person that's quite sensitive to stuff, I am quite sensitive to stuff, but not stuff like that, because I just know asexuals need me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just used to all the stupid comments that's written by guys who are very narrow-minded and not open to thinking a different way, and want to just shove you into their little box. You know, and I don't play by those rules. I don't change for anyone. I'm not just going to change because someone doesn't like what I'm doing, or someone doesn't like the way I am, or someone doesn't agree with it. That's fine if they got their opinion, but I'm not going to change who I am. And the other guy who found out he's asexual today in that group, he said he really likes that about me, that I'm not going to change for someone, because I said that, you know, I can't change my sexual orientation. It doesn't matter what people say in that group, whether they like it or they don't like it. If they don't like it, I can't change it. It's my sexual orientation. And so that's who I am, you know. And even if I could choose, which asexuality is not a choice, but even if I could choose, I would choose to be asexual every single time. I don't want to be a heterosexual. I don't like being normal. I like being different. I get bored with normal. I don't want to be humping around. I don't want to be having sex. I don't want to be doing that stuff. It doesn't appeal to me. It feels quite yucky. I don't like it. I'm not interested in it. So why on earth, if I had the choice, would I ever choose to be that way when I don't even like it? I don't agree with it personally. For me, I'm not quite happy for whoever else wants to have a go and do it, providing it's with someone who else who wants it and it's consensual. I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want to do it. And I think it's very rude when people go, oh, but you know, everyone wants sex. It simply isn't true. And that's why a lot of asexuals, they hide. First of all, they don't know they're asexual a lot of the time, and the rest of the time they hide because they're scared of saying anything in front of people, you know. And the more people like me who stick up for other asexuals and who go in groups like that, you know, because that's my job. I think I see that as part of my job as an educator of asexuality. I see that's part of, specifically with me, my goals, ambitions and dreams, and my mission is to get asexuality recognised as sexual orientation globally in and of its own right, so no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. And so I'm very, very much on a mission, and the more I go in groups full of sexuals, the better it is, because the more people will hear about it. I mean, some people are going to Google it, aren't they? They're going to think, what the blemmin' hell is she talking about? What the hell is asexual? And a few people will Google it just out of curiosity. And I talk about it quite a bit anyway in some of my answers to people who are not rude to me, you know? And so it's just spreading awareness of asexuality, you know? You know, it's not nice when they're rude, or they don't believe me, or they think it's a joke and stuff. I mean, this one guy, right? Because I've been private messaged quite a lot. I mean, I've got friends requests now and messages waiting for me, but it's like, I've got stuff to do. And a lot of them are just from other countries abroad and want visas, you know, I'm not interested. And so it's really interesting. This one guy goes, oh, so what do you want then? Just a friend to kiss? I mean, they don't understand it at all. I don't associate sex with love. I don't. So therefore, I don't need to have sex to have a relationship to love someone. Because Sex is a completely separate thing that some people may want to do or may not want to do. But most heterosexual people, they associate sex and love together. It's like glued, it's like binded together. You know, it's completely binded together. And that's what really annoys me, you know? I mean, this guy yesterday, this Indian guy, he said he doesn't think he could love someone without sex. I mean, I said that's the whole point of my sexuality. I can love someone without sex. That's the whole point of my sexuality. Do you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, I don't think I could love someone without sex. I'm like, oh, well, there's not much point in pursuing a relationship then, is there? If you feel like that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So he also was on about, oh, I don't think I could live without sex forever either. But we can talk and chat and get to know each other. But he started saying other stuff, which I'm going to do in another video. And I'm like, no, look for someone else. But yeah, it's really difficult, you know, when people don't know they're asexual. And I remember the first time I found out about asexuality and I discovered that someone like me, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. This is amazing. Like, there's people that can have relationships without sex. There's people who can love without sex, live without sex, be happy without sex. And I was just so like elated. I was just so happy that people live this way and people are this way and people are happy being this way and they're just like me, you know, they can have relationships without sex. And I mean, obviously Ray's new to this channel, but you don't know then that I had one of my friends, asexual friends, they married their asexual partner in August 31st. So a male and female asexual have married each other. So you can have marriages. I don't want to get married, but you can have marriages with two asexuals and they don't have sex. They're just married without sex. You know, live, love, and be happy. And one of my other asexual friends, they've got engaged now to their asexual girlfriend. Sorry, they're asexual and they've got an asexual girlfriend and they've got engaged now. So they're not with a sexual person, they're with an asexual person. They were with a sexual person in their past, but now they're really happy that they've met the love of their life, and there's quite a big age gap as well. So that's really good. That person likes younger girls. I like younger guys. So that's really, really good. I'm really happy for them, you know? And so there are people that do meet and they do fall in love and they're both asexual and they don't have sex and they live happily ever after. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that it can't happen, that it's not true or real. Most married people don't have sex. I can't say most married people don't have sex because I know quite a few sexual people as well. And I know sexual people who do have sex outside of marriage a lot of the time. And they have affairs and stuff, which I don't agree with. But and I know married people that go around, you know, having sex with people. I know of the people that go around having sex with the married people rather than the married people themselves, which, you know, so I think there's quite a lot of people that do have sex. But like I said, asexuality isn't abstinence. It's not abstaining. So if two people are married and they don't have sex, that's not asexuality. That's just two people who don't have sex. It doesn't mean that asexuality is the fact that you don't get the need, urge, want for partner sexual intercourse. So I never, ever in my life look at a guy, however much I love him, however much I care about him, however much I want him, in a kissy way. I never look at him and want sex with him. I never go, oh, I want sex. Or I never look at him. I never think, God, I could just have sex with you now. It doesn't happen. Just never have. Even the past guys I have had sex with, because I've been in heterosexual relationships for half my life, I never looked at them and thought, I want sex with you, let's have it now. It was usually the majority of the time that they instigated it with me, not the other way round. My last long-term ex, he was good at sex, but I mean, he would come up behind me when I was doing the washing up and try and instigate sex with me. And it's like, I'd rather stay doing the washing up, and I hate washing up. Do you know what I mean? And so asexual, you know, there are some couples, Ray, that don't have sex for a long, long time, but those aren't asexual unless they fit the criteria of lack of sexual attraction and or little to no interest in sexual activities permanently. It's not just like, and you know, it's not just like for a short amount of time, it's like forever. Do you know what I mean? The majority of people, they're born asexual and they don't realise it, which was what I am. So I didn't realise I was in heterosexual relationships, but I would rather have been doing other things than having sex. And so that's not how a heterosexual would usually think. A heterosexual would usually look at some people and they would like, I could really, like F her or have sex with her or shag her, all those horrible words they use, or, all those type of things. But an asexual person, they just like, what? Sex? Huh? Okay, right. Thanks. Bye. And they're not interested. They just don't get interested in it. The majority of asexuals like that. And usually, even if they are having sex, a few asexuals will have sex. They're usually not the one to instigate it most of the time. Most of the time, unless they're on the really sexual end of the asexual spectrum, then they're not fully asexual. Then they don't. They'd rather be doing other stuff like projects or seeing a friend, watching a movie. They're not bothered about the sex. It doesn't do anything for them. And so I just want to make sure people understand, some people are celibate, right? They're celibate because they choose celibacy. They choose not to have sex despite the fact they get sexual urges. So they might have sexual feelings, they might have sexual urges, but they choose not to have sex. That's not asexuality, because they are choosing, they're making a choice not to have sex despite the sexual urges and the sexual feelings. Asexuals don't have those sexual feelings or those sexual urges towards a person in the first place, but some asexuals do masturbate and they do still have a sex drive, but it isn't aimed at anyone usually. It's usually aimed at no one. It's usually around in the atmosphere, if you know what I mean. So, sounds like me. I'd rather shoot my bow than have sex. I thought you meant that naughtily, Ray, but yeah, you do archery, don't you? I thought you were referring to masturbation, to be honest. But you really mean shoot your bow because you mean you do archery. Sorry. You wouldn't think I'm asexual sometimes with the naughty jokes. But honestly, I thought it was a joke. But then I can say naughty jokes. That's kind of a fallacy and a myth about asexuals, that we never make sexual jokes, which is sometimes we do. But I just to wait, because I was talking about masturbation, said some people do masturbate. I thought that's what you meant. I'm an archer. Yeah, you are an archer, as in you do archery, but no one else knows that apart from me. I think I mentioned it on yesterday's video, but if no one was tuned into it, they wouldn't know. So they might think so. They might not know what you're talking about either. But yes, I tried archery once. It was my dream to try archery because I thought I'd be good at it. I was, because I do have a problem with my arms. So from old injuries, and I got fibromyalgia, which I pay no attention to half the time. But back then, before I was diagnosed with fibro, I did have problems with my arms because I got old injuries. And so it's hard for me to actually lift my arms up like that. It really hurts. I tend not to lift my arms up like this very much because this position here really hurts me. So I just keep it down. Do you know what I mean? Because it really hurts. I tore the tendon in that one years ago and damaged the ligaments in that, and still got the old injuries. And that's the thing with fibro that I don't really talk about very much, but your body remembers your old injuries from years ago. I mean, years ago. It's like, I just pay no attention. It's just like, it's unbelievable sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, whatever. Get on with it. Just have to accept things in life. But yeah, so I did enjoy trying it. It was a long time ago, but I did enjoy trying it. It was interesting, but I wasn't that good at it because it hurt my arms. It's like bowling. I love 10-pin bowling, but I can't use an adult bowl for 10-pin bowling because I have to use a kid's one because of my arms. So a lot of the time there's not, the ball isn't that heavy to knock them all over. And so because I'm using a light one, it's harder to get it right and hit a lot of them anyway. So, yeah. But yeah. So it's very good you do archery. Ray does a lot to help people, actually. If you didn't know, he's a really good guy. But yeah, so it's amazing. But I think I'll have to, in the future, join some more sexual groups and try and see if I can find any more asexuals in them. But I mean, there's another dating group I joined recently, and that is really even worse. I mean, the sexual stuff they post are just like, ugh, it's really sickening. They're constantly posting sexual stuff every single day. And I mean, pictures and all sorts of stuff. And that group is bad in the sense that it does post, you know, pictures of some boobs and butts, but not every single picture is like that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and I found you in the group, Ray, and I found this other guy. So there are good people in that group, just not very many, you know. And I think it's important to know that, you know, asexuality exists, is out there, and if I can help save some more people from just thinking that all that exists is sexual relationships and you can't have love without sex, then I think it's good. You know, I think it's worth going in these groups, even though it's kind of like, it is a bit like, you know, like if you're like on Enterprise, like Captain Kirk, and it's like you've got to beam yourself up to a group, go in this group, have all guns blazing, which is basically just being yourself, write what you're interested in, and then beam the other people up out of it. But obviously we are still staying in it as well, because you can still stay in it. You know, if I get sick of it eventually, I might go away out of it, but at the moment I'm okay in it. You know, I think the other group's worse, to be honest. The Southwest Dateables, it makes me feel sick being in that group. It's just so bad. You know, and it's the admins, they're constantly posting sex stuff, so you can imagine with it being an admin doing it, they're like pretty much every picture or everything they say is sexual, and so it does become quite difficult as an asexual person to hack that, I think. But I don't go in there all the time. I prefer the group we're in, to be honest, even though they give me a really hard time. At least I'm getting some people talk to me, but well, I get a lot of guys like just constantly messaging hello to them. Oh, I was going to tell you about this guy. Yeah, there's one guy who commented, and he said, "What are you looking for then? Just a friend to kiss?" And that's what people don't get. Unless sex is involved, they don't believe it's an actual relationship, which is just a load of rubbish. Because a relationship should be based on trust, honesty, love, respect, all that sort of stuff, and kindness. And sex is just something that some people choose to do or not to do to express their love. Do you know what I mean? But there are far many other ways to express love without doing that. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to, and it doesn't mean to say your love is any less. In my opinion, asexual love is the purest form of love you can ever get, and it's true love, because it doesn't matter if the person injures their body or has an illness and can't have sex, because you'll still love them anyway, because you don't need that. Do you know what I mean? And just imagine if you're in that sexual group and you meet someone and you're, you know, you're physically able to have sex, and then all of a sudden you get a disability and you can't have sex anymore. What's going to happen to a relationship? They're not going to stay, are they? They're going to cheat. And most don't believe me when I say I've not had sex in 14 years. Oh, well, that's a good thing, Ray. I think it's great. I haven't had sex. How long has mine been now? 8 years. In October. Oh, it's this month. I can't remember what date it was, because I don't think I took note of the date. I think it was the beginning of October, though, more than the end of it, I think, or midway. So yeah, I haven't had. This will be my 8th year of anniversary sex-free. My God, it's good. But yeah, I think it's good, Ray. I mean, if you don't want it, you don't need it. What's the point in having it? It's my opinion. Do you know what I mean? It's much better to be on your own than be with the wrong person. That's another thing with this group. They're like, so don't understand that it doesn't matter if I don't meet the right person for me straight away, like in this group, or I don't meet someone for a while, because I'm patient. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to like have a relationship. Like loads of them want a relationship for sex, or just to, I don't know, pamper their ego online. Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's so many young guys that do approach me, but they're in like foreign countries, when I've clearly stated in my profile in the post, I do not want a guy abroad. I like get between 3 and 5 of them a time, you know, and they're just all like abroad, and it's like, have you not read my post? I'm just not interested. I haven't got time to speak to 10 guys that are in another country that just want a visa, and I don't want to do it. I've got other things to do, better things to do with my time. Do you know what I mean? I just can't be doing with that. And so I just don't accept their conversation. I just delete their conversation if they try to talk to me. And if they're abroad and they're not in the UK, and I look at their profile, you know, I just if they're abroad, I just don't accept them. And this is really annoying. There's this one, right, first of all, there was this guy that I've mentioned about 3 times now, who said, what are you looking for? Just a friend to kiss. And what really annoyed me about him is he came on private message. And he was basically saying, oh, hi. You know, he lives not far from me as well, like within train distance, the same place as the Indian guy, actually. And he's in a complicated relationship since 2006. I'm not up for being a third party in a relationship where he basically has a complicated relationship, has me as his bit on the side. Because I looked at his posts, what he's liked, and he's like Nookie, which is a Nookie page, which is obviously sex. And then he's liked ones with cougars, and I do consider myself an asexual cougar, but not a sexual one. So I like younger guys to kiss and cuddle and hold hands with, not to have sex with. So he obviously likes older women. And there was another one, but you can't even see his picture. He hasn't even got a picture on there. It's just a symbol. And I thought, why on earth are you contacting me if you think that I want a friend to kiss and I'm going to be in a 3-way relationship with you just because I don't have sex? It's not true. I have high standards and I care about myself. I don't just want to latch on to any sexual guy in the hope I get some kiss. Do you know what I mean? I said kiss, not kids. I don't want kids. You know, I just think it's ridiculous. And so that was quite annoying, I thought. I'm like, why are you even bothering? What's the point? You know, do you really think I'm going to be in a relationship or consider it with a guy like that? You know what I mean? So that was really annoying. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, some of the things they come out with. But you know, and some of the others, it just like, you know, like some of them others are like, oh, is it a joke? And then like some of the others are like, oh, well, you'll be waiting a long time, like forever. And it's like, well, if I have to wait forever, I have to wait forever. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna push myself or force myself to be with someone like that. Because there's just no point. You know, it's just absolutely no point. But I think as it's been a point to being in the group most of all is that I've got Ray now, who's a good friend, no doubt. And I've got, you know, there's this other guy who's found out as asexual. And I just think that's really important. You know, if I can save more people from sexual groups to know they're actually asexual, then I think that's a really good thing. You know, because I need to spread the word of asexuality. The only way I'm really going to spread it on a global scale is by getting to the sexuals and explaining that asexuality is true, it exists, this is real. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise the asexual community will be forever talking mostly to the asexual community in LGBT, because asexuality is supposed to be part of LGBT plus QIA. But because I'm a heteromantic attracted to guys only, I tend to like think I should, you know, we should work together. But I think asexuality should still be recognised in and of itself. And also not just because I'm heteromantic, but because, you know, LGBT are still people who are interested in having sex. It's just with, you know, either the same gender or multiple genders. Whereas you know, I'm not sexually attracted to anyone because I'm asexual. So I see them as like different things, you know, in terms of sexual attraction. One is who they're sexually attracted to, which happens to be minority sexuality still. That's how we fit into the LGBT plus QIAs, because we're still a minority. But I still have to get asexuality recognised in and of its own right. Sexuals are not going to understand it unless you categorically explain to them that asexuality is when you don't have sexual attraction and get the need, urge, want for partner sexual intercourse. Because in a nutshell, that's what it is, you know. And so until people actually understand it, and if you go too broad on what asexuality is, then they won't understand it. It's better to keep it simple and say, but pretty much in broad terms, we don't want sex, and there are other people like that. Do you know what I mean? So it really gets through to them, because it's really important from the generations coming up. You know, you don't want kids going at school thinking they've got to have sex, and they, you know, and if they don't, they'll be punished for it or bullied for it or left out for it, you know. I think it's sad, and I know there's still some people that feel left out. There's some people that are literally or have been suicidal because they thought, I can't, you know, there's no one like me. I feel so lonely and lost. I can't ever have a relationship. No one will want me because I don't want sex. And they literally think about ending their life. And I'm nearly in tears when I hear stuff like that, because it's just like, why? You know, why is the world and society like this and pushing this message, you know? It's very, very damaging. So, I mean, obviously, it's not just me that talks about asexuality. there's a lot of other people too, but I think like with me specifically, I'm on a very, very purposeful mission to specifically make sure sexuals understand it. Because until we get them word out to more and more sexual people, the society will still stay as it is. It will always be more within our own community than, you know, and obviously pride. People who are LGBT, I mean, a lot of them will have heard of it more and more because there's a lot of activists that are in the LGBT community. But the greater sort of world of heterosexuals, most of them are still not heard of asexuality before. Do you know what I mean? Ray again. My son, he is 22. He does not want sex. Ray, you do know I just said that I'm interested in a guy who's in his 20s who doesn't want sex. And if you're part Indian, then he's part Indian too. So I would be interested in him probably. I have to tell you, I did just say that, didn't I? I said, have you got a... Did I say son or did I say brother? Oh, yeah. So you've got a son that's part Indian 22 who doesn't want sex. Oh my God, I didn't know that. I'm really interested in that. I'm going bright red. Oh my God, that's really good. Has he got a girlfriend? Sorry. I'm very interested now. Because I get... No, he hasn't got a girlfriend. Oh my God. What does he look like? Has he got short dark hair? Is he clean shaven? Because that's my favourite. He's free. Oh my God. Wow. What does he look like? Because I experience aesthetic attraction. Has he got short hair? Clean shaven by any chance? You have to introduce me. Oh wow. Okay, he'll be part Indian then as well, won't he? I'm guessing. But I sent you a photograph on Messenger. Yes, send me a photograph of him. Oh wow. That would be really nice. I'm smiling like, yeah, it'd be really nice. And you know I'm a good person as well, which is cool. Oh, that'd be really nice. Yeah. Send me a picture of him. I didn't know you had a son actually. He's very clean. Oh wow. Does he, because you've read my message of what I'm looking for, does he fit that criteria, I wonder? Oh wow. Sounds really nice. Yeah, you'll definitely have to send me a picture and see what I think and what he thinks of me. That'd be nice. Maybe. Yeah. Wow. That's really nice. Well, we can try and see what happens. No harm in trying. Wow, that's really good. I don't know if he likes older girls, do you know what I mean? Some younger guys, they really like older girls. I mean, I'm older in birth certificate age, but not in lifestyle. You can see I have cuddly toys everywhere and frozen stuff. I'm not really, like, my birth certificate age, I pay absolutely no attention to whatsoever. It's not who I am. Like, my mindset is purposely like a 21-year-old, and I live like I'm 15. As you can probably see. I don't think I can turn my I'm talking on my Mac at the moment, so I don't think I can turn my Mac anywhere, but I've got loads of you can see anyway that I've got a frozen bed cover. This is from Disneyland Paris, like the Mickey Mouse. This is actually a pillow. Oh, let me show you. I love this. Look at this. It's so cool. I know it's a shame you're too old, Ray. I'm sorry. I'm really young. You can see how young I am. I don't get attracted to older guys aesthetically, like, do you know what I mean? I know, because you are a really nice person. But yeah, I tend to I do have guys liking me, and I'm like, well, I prefer your son. But I don't want to say that because that sounds really horrible. But it's usually like some older Indian guys, they message me, but it's the ones that message me, they're married, you know? And then they message me because they fancy me. Basically, I've had one guy and he kept messaging me for a video chat. I'm like, I don't want a video chat with you. He's like, why not? And he was messaging me before then, going, saying stuff to me, and I said, you're married. You're married? And it's like, you know, and it's like, and they just don't get it. And it's like, the guy is way too old for me, and he's an Indian guy, but he's too old for me. And it's like, but you know, it's like these guys are married. I get it with other foreign guys as well, but it's like, you know, there's one guy, and I used to know his son, because his son used to identify as asexual. I don't know if he still does. And I was interested in his son, and then the father decided to friend request me and start a private messaging me, even though he's married. And it was more like he was trying to get to know me on an emotionally intimate level, like because he fancied me. I think in the end I said, well, I like your son, and then he stopped talking to me. Do you know what I mean? It's because that's basically it. I like young guys, really young guys, like 21 to 25 is my ideal age group, really, or 21 to 24, and then up to 28. After 28, it's getting a bit too old, unless they look really young, because it's aesthetic. I don't get attracted to older look, and I need that for kissing. I can't be physically intimate with an older guy. Like, I do like some intimacy. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Like, I do like some intimacy. Like this with my Mickey Mouse. And I like kissing a lot and close body contact, but with my clothes on. So, I like this. But with my clothes on with a guy, like really, really close. And I like sitting on the guy's lap and holding his hand in public and kissing him in public. Do you know what I mean? I like hugging Mickey as well. It's quite nice. But this one's a pillow as well. It's very good to balance. I got that from Disneyland Paris. So Disneyland Paris is one of my favourite places to go, but I can't afford to go there. My dad paid for me for my 21st Mindset birthday. So in 2017, I had a 21st Mindset birthday with a big 21 badge, which I still have, actually. Here it is. This is what I wore to Disneyland Paris for my 21st Mindset birthday in 2017. See, I still have the badge up permanently. Happy 21st to me. Every year I try to have a 21st Mindset birthday now, because I choose to be 21. I've been 21 now since 2017. So I've been 21 for 2 years. I love being 21. Thank you. Yeah, I go out clubbing sometimes as well, like to a place where they got younger foreign guys, and they got younger British guys as well, but my preference is foreign. But yeah, so yeah, I love being 21. You'll have to introduce me to your son. I'm really interested now. Especially if he's part Indian. I'm like, oh, I'm more interested. It is very unusual that you are part Indian. That must be why I get on with you so well already. Because I do have I've got female Indian friends on my friends list as well, not just Indian guys. But obviously I don't get attracted to Indian females. I don't talk, we don't talk that much. So I tend not to talk too much to Indian guys, but as I get super attracted to them, it's not good for me. So I tend not to talk to them too much. But obviously, if I had a boyfriend, I'd talk to him loads. Want to talk to him all the time. But it's a bit different when you've got friends, because I have to make sure I don't fancy them. Because I tend to fancy most of my close friends, because I don't experience platonic attraction. I only experience I don't experience sexual attraction. I don't experience platonic attraction. So if I get attracted to a younger guy, romantic wise and aesthetic wise, it kind of jumps straight away. So I haven't known you long to really be attracted to you very quickly. In some way, sometimes I just get attracted to a guy in one way. Sometimes I get attracted to him in multiple ways. Like I might be attracted to his clothes, or I might be attracted to his creativity, or I might be attracted to his intelligence, or I might be attracted to him spiritually, or aesthetically, or romantically, or emotionally. It's like multiple attractions. But yes, I didn't know you had a son, Ray. You'll have to introduce me, definitely. I'm sorry. I'm too young for you. Or you're too old for me. I want to say I'm sorry, I'm too young for you. But, I am very, very young. I'm usually younger than a lot of young guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, young guys get worn out with me. So, for example, if I'm kissing for 2 or 3 hours, they'll be like, I want to go to sleep now, and I'll be still having energy. I'm usually up very late till the early hours of the morning, to be honest. I don't go to bed till like 3 or 4 in the morning usually, and then I get up at 12 quite a lot. And I listen to dance music, techno music, like 90s is about the oldest I go predominantly. for music. I'm like into 90s music, and then techno music, dance music. I'm into foreign music, like I listen to Spanish music a lot and stuff like that. So I am really, really young, like in all my tastes. Like I'm really, really young. Like I like young stuff all the time. And like I'd rather be doing stuff. So I like theme parks, zoos, aquariums, go out for meals. I mean, I don't have the money to do it all the time at the moment, but that's the type of thing I like. Or, you know, like watching movies and stuff. It's really cool. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up now because I've been on this live stream for nearly an hour. It's really nice of you to participate, Ray, so much. I really appreciate you. I'm glad we met anyway, because I know you're a good friend. You'll introduce me to your son as well now, which is really sweet of you. I do appreciate it because I know you like me as well. I do know that. But and you are a really decent guy. I know that. You're a very nice person. I love your dog. It's so sweet. Such a sweet dog. But you know, there might be some people in some of my asexual groups that would suit you, because I run asexual dating groups, don't I? So I can put you in those dating groups and you can do your profile and what you're looking for. There might be some one suitable for you. Oh, bless you. Thank you. But we can still be friends. It's all cool. So yeah, it's all cool. But yeah, romantically I do like younger guys, I have to say, in terms of relationship, because I'm just so young. I just like it. Do you know what I mean? I'm kissing. I can't kiss an older guy. But I can't be physically close to an older guy. Do you know what I mean? I can the most I can do is a hug at a meetup to say hello. Because there's another older guy that does come. He's got a girlfriend, and he's 3 years older than you. And sometimes I see him on his own, just me and him, for food. But you know, I don't have any bodily contact other than a hug to say hello and goodbye. That's it. I'm okay doing that, but that's as far as it goes. So it's like in nightclubs, in the club I go to, there's been a couple of guys that are in their like 30s or something. I just can't dance close to them. I don't mind them holding my hand. That's about as close as it can get. After that, it's like they try and get near me. I'm like, no. But there's was a guy who was about 18 years old dancing with me. His girlfriend, I think it was. She's like, oh, you can dance with us. And like this guy was holding my hands. I think he was about 18, 19 years old. He was holding my hands, dancing with me. I thought, yeah, I'd rather dance with that age group, even though it's a bit young for me, than the older age group, because it's like more comfortable for me. But I mean, my age group usually is, you know, is ideally early 20s, really. But yes, 21 and upwards is my preference. But I do get 18-year-olds that fancy me. I have to say that. There was a guy the other day on ASAP, and he was 18. And he told me he was looking for a serious relationship. But then when I gave him my criteria of exactly what I'm looking for and what it would take to be with me, he hasn't spoke to me since, which is fine because an 18-year-old's kind of like a bit young for me. I don't really go for 18-year-olds. I go for 21 and up, really, because at least they know a bit more about what they want when they're 21. Do you know what I mean? They've kind of like, some of them have finished their education by then. Not all of them. Some of them partway through it. But and you know, I end up talking to a lot of guys that are like still in uni at 21, but you know, when they're 18 they don't really know what they're doing. They're still like really, really young. Do you know what I mean? A bit too young, really. I've never been with that age group before. The most youngest I've ever dated is 21. Do you know what I mean? 18's kind of like, you're still a bit too young, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, 20, at least 20 in double figures would be, you know, like in the 20s upwards zone would be better. You know what I mean? Because I kind of keep thinking it's a bit too young. Do you know what I mean? So I prefer older than that. Even though I like younger guys, I prefer older than 18. It's a bit, yeah, it's kind of like you're still living at home with your parents. You haven't, you know, you're still a teenager. I prefer it not to be a teenager. I like a teenager style relationship, but I'd rather them not be an actual teenager, if you know what I mean. I think that's just weird. But you know, some people do make it work. Some people make that age work. So I'm not poo-pooing the idea completely, but yeah. But yeah, I just think it's great to know what you want in life and to really go for it and stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely you can introduce yourself in some of my groups, because there might be someone who is older and is lovely too. So Yeah, we'll still be friends anyway. You can come to meetups, it'll all be good. I'll have to find out about the dog situation though first before I go saying yes, you can come to meetups, but you can come theoretically because I love to have you there. But I have to find out about the dog situation for you for probably a next meetup or something. But yeah, it's been lovely to talk to you, Ray. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you in Messenger soon. I've got some paperwork I've got to finish as well in a minute. Anyway, it's been lovely to talk to you. If anyone's got any questions, comments, queries, please as always put them down in the comments below. I really love hearing from you. And I think in the future I will try and go in a few more sexual dating groups to see if I can find out any more asexuals in any of them. You know, I might still find some more in this group. Yeah, you never know, because there are people that keep talking and commenting on my posts. They seem absolutely besotted with the fact that, my God, someone doesn't want sex. Ah! You know what I mean? So if they keep you two, I'm so glad we met. Oh, thanks, Ray. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, if you want to keep writing comments, just keep writing comments, because more people who comment, the more likely it is for more asexuals in that group to see it and come forward and to not be afraid of saying, I don't like that either. And then it kind of silences all the people that are going, you'll never find anyone. No one's ever like that. Everyone likes sex. You're absolutely, you know, you're joking. You're having me on, aren't you? Ha ha ha. Do you know what I mean? And all the ridiculous comments you get. And it's like, no, I'm not having you on, but I'm not going to reply to your comments because you just want a reaction out of me. A lot of the time they want a reaction, and I will react to some people who's being nice to me, or who's being inquiring or inquisitive, or, you know, has something constructive to say. But I don't want to reply to people who are just being ridiculously rude or stuff like that, because there's no point. They're not going to stop being rude. They're just going to carry on railroading you. And I don't see a point in replying when I've got other things to be doing with my life. I do a lot of different things, actually. But yeah, I've got paperwork I've got to finish off for tomorrow. Well, today now, in the morning. It's got to be done. Deadline. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And what do you actually think about the Captain Kirk philosophy? Do you think I'm like a female Captain Kirk who's come to get all her A's team back together again, and they're all scattered around the world in all these different groups I don't know about? I think that's quite a good theory. I think it could work. It could be why I had alien feelings when I was a kid. It could be like I really am from another planet. And I've got to go and find all these asexuals. Sounds like it to me. Yes, female Captain Kirk. I don't think I've had one yet. I have got some guy traits, so maybe that's the Captain Kirk coming out of me. Well, my best friend likes Star Trek as well, so if they watch this, I'll be really happy I said that. I'll be like, what is she talking about? You can be my Spock. Oh, bless. I saw you once in that lycra outfit. Oh my God, Ray. I don't want to mention the lycra outfit. You had this really tight lycra outfit on in the sexual dating group, and I did have to look the other way in that. I thought you were very brave doing that. I thought, is that you trying to be a bit sexual there, because you're in your blue suit, which reminds me of like Star Trek actually in Spock, but it's very figure hugging. I had to look the other way. I'll be honest. I'm like, no, it's too clingy. But I thought, gosh, you are very fit in not a sexual way I'm talking about, fit as in healthy fit for your age. Do you know what I mean? I think you're very fit as in healthy fit, not as in sexual fit that some people go, oh, you're fit as in you're good for sex. You're healthy fit. That's what I meant to say. Do you know what I mean? It's good you look after yourself and your dog looks after you as well. So Spock's got big ears as well. I don't think you've got big ears, have you? Mind you, Tundra got big ears, your dog, because it's a big dog. I don't even know how tall the dog is, but you told me, didn't you? It's really huge. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, until next time, brace your quality and each other. So I'm going to see you on the next video live stream. So don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, to subscribe down below and hit that great big bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. Thank you for the thumbs up. If anyone else is watching and wants to give me a thumbs up, that would be lovely. If you think anyone would be really interested in any of the content of this video, please share it with a friend on social media, anyone you think may benefit from it. And thank you, Ray, for joining in the discussion today. It's been a pleasure, such a pleasure to have you. lots of love to everyone else as well who's watching, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream, and I'll see you Ray on Facebook. So take care, lots of love, bye to everyone, thanks for watching. Embrace your quirky and each other's. See you soon. Bye Ray and Tundra. Bye.